Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to class today. We are going to start laying down. I had to think about that for a second and have at least one block near you and a strap. So I had a request to stretch out um, our the lower back, um, which really means that we are going to stretch out the legs and particularly the hamstring. So when we're doing a lot of physical work, my hubby and I have been moving furniture and things, and both of our lower backs are a little tender. And it tends to come from the hips and or legs, putting a lot of pressure on the low back. So we're going to start there. Feel free to put a little something under your head if you want, just for cushion. And I realized I didn't turn my phone off, so let me do that quickly. Okay. And just find a position that feels really nice to you. Your legs can be straight or your knees can be bent, and feet on the floor. And if you bend the knees and have your feet on the floor, maybe you take your feet just a little wider and allow the knees to come towards center. And then maybe check out where your hips are in space, right? Do they feel pretty even? How's the low back? Excuse me. What's going on with your body this morning? Allow one hand to rest at the upper belly, one hand to rest at the lower belly. The shoulders drop down to the floor. And we start to deepen the breath, drawing the breath in, maybe pausing at the top of the breath, and then allowing yourself to exhale fully, getting all of that stuck stuff out from the base of the lungs. And just start to kind of do a little inventory, not so much with the thinking, but the feeling aspect of where your body is this morning. What are you feeling? Are you tired? Do you have a lot of energy? Is there a part of your body that just really doesn't feel particularly good, or does everything feel marvelous, right? Or are you somewhere in between as we take those deep breaths in? Pause at the top of the breath, exhaling it down to the floor. Good. One more. And then release your hands from the belly. Just let the hands come down to your sides. Straighten the right leg along the floor. Let the left foot come to the floor. So your left knee is bent, your left foot is on the floor, right leg is straight. Hips are level. And you're just going to draw the right knee toward your chest. Allow the back body to round, allow the back body to flatten, and then slowly push that leg out. Don't let it come to the floor until you feel a little tiny arch, right? Just a little bit. It's like this very bizarre cat cow or pelvic tilt and tuck, really, probably more accurate. As we draw the knee in and straighten it out. And for my friend Adriana, this would be a really nice class right before your travel. Breathe. Exhaling as the knee comes in and inhaling as it reaches out. Good. One more time here. Bring the knee in. Exhale it out. And then bring the knee to chest. Leave your left foot on the floor. Either grab your strap or use your hands to extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Again, keeping that left foot on the floor. Once you're there, maybe point the foot and then flex. If you're using your hands, they're resting behind the thigh or behind the calf muscle. Point your toes and flex, point and flex. Good. A couple more. Just point and flex, point and flex. And then a nice neutral foot. Hold on to that strap with both hands. Draw the shoulders down to the floor. Extend the left leg nice and long. Now you're going to know right away how tight those hamstrings are on the right side, right? If that left leg doesn't feel grounded, maybe arch the back a little bit more, flatten through the left leg, and bend the right knee as much as you need to maintain the stretch without compromising either side. The hips are even. Good. Shoulders are down. Belly starts to tone. And then lift the left foot a couple of inches. Just a little bit of assisted core work using the strap to help us. Breathe. Lower the left leg. Take the strap in your right hand. Take the right leg out to the side. Try to keep those hips somewhat grounded so that the left side doesn't lift up too much. Find your breath. And then inhale, squeeze that leg up, grab it with your left hand. Take the leg over, don't go very far, just past the left shoulder line, stretching out that outer hip, right? So when we have low back stuff, it can come from so many places, but often it is when the glutes and the legs aren't working enough and the low back takes that weight instead. And take the leg up, right leg up, bend that knee, release, and just straighten both legs. I want you to feel the difference one side to the other with such a simple little stretch. And then bend both knees. Good. Breathe. Your strap is off to the side for now. Your right foot stays on the floor. The left knee draws in. Allow yourself to flatten. And then press it out. Little baby arch. Bring it in. And just feel, right, as we rock around the clock. We rock on the pelvis, right? We feel the tuck, the posterior tilt. We feel the arch or the anterior tilt, just kind of checking it out, giving the back permission to move, to stretch. Good. Just one more here. Sometimes we think it is so complicated to stretch our bodies out when it is so simple. Next time the left knee is into your chest, either use your hands or your strap. Take the leg up toward the ceiling. Give me a good point, and then flex. Whew, point. Everything feels a little tight this morning. And point. Big flex. Good. Couple more. Last one. Hold the strap, draw the shoulders down. You've got the strap in both hands so that we can press the shoulders down and then straighten the right leg. Simple, simple stuff to start. Finding our breath, pressing through that leg. Breathe. And then lift the right leg, hold. Imagine that you're scissoring the legs toward each other from side to side, scissoring in without going too narrow, legs or hips width apart. And then lower that right leg. Take the strap in your left hand, take the leg out to the left, and breathe. Again, trying to keep that right hip grounded a little bit. Find your breath, everybody. And then inhale, take the leg up, grab the strap with your other hand. Woo, take that leg across. This is always an interesting stretch. It doesn't matter who you are. You might feel it at the outer hip. You might feel it down the leg. I can feel this all the way to my heel of my foot. Breathe. And take it up, everybody. Bend the knee, release your strap, straighten the leg. You can set that strap aside. And just take a moment to feel both hips, both legs. How do they feel? A little better, a little worse. And then straighten the feet so the toes are pointing straight up. Bring the arms to robot arms and then squeeze everything in your back body. So I'm pressing into my heels, I'm squeezing the glutes, pressing the shoulders down, pressing the backs of the arms down, and fully release. And then just one more here. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the arms, press into your heels, find your breath, and release, everybody. Good job. Grab your block. Take that block between your knees. Take the legs straight up to the ceiling. Take both hands underneath your sacrum. So I want a nice supported lower back here. You can keep a tiny arch there or flatten completely that low back, up to you. And then squeeze the heck out of your block. Good. Point and flex your feet. And breathe. Good. Next time, flex your feet and rock side to side like a metronome. You're just rocking those legs side to side. And then maybe you do circles. Maybe you do circles. Just check it out. How does it feel? If you don't need the hands under your sacrum, you can take them out, circle the other way, working around the sacrum, the glutes, all our little tender spots. And then take the legs back up to center, flex the feet, squeeze the block, lower those legs a little bit. Squeeze your block, find your breath. Only if you want, if the hands are under, remove. Take those arms, press them into the floor to start, and then take the arms up, turn the palms in, diagonally reach the arms back as if you're holding onto a beach ball. So the legs and the arms are kind of mimicking each other. And then bend both elbows and knees, bring them both into the middle. Maybe you can tap your knees and then extend them out. How low your legs, arms go, good. Bring them in, is up to you. Don't forget to breathe, squeeze in, extend out. You should be comfortably on your sacrum. Breathe, stretch. We got two left, everybody. Squeeze that block. And then reach the legs out. Last one. And out. Bring everything back in. Grab your block. Set that aside. Knees to chest. We're almost done here on the floor. Grab the block again. Place it between your ankles. That makes it a little bit harder. And I'm not really sure why. I think it's because we don't have as much to kind of grip onto. It's much harder to press in from the ankles than it is from the knees. Once again, hands under sacrum, optional. Press the big toe mounds into your block, right? Or the sides of your big toes into your blocks. Maybe flare out the toes just a little bit. And then I want you to bend the knees, keep the knees where they are, and straighten. Good, bend and straighten. If you want a little more core work, because this is not quite enough for you, move the knees away so that they are straight up from the hips, or even just a little further away from your hips. Again, notice the back should be nice and steady. We're not pulling into our lower backs. We're staying at the line of the sacrum. Good. One more bend and straighten. Whew. And then hands back under sacrum. Your choice here, either slowly lower the legs or bend the knees and bring your knees to your chest. Everybody bring knees to chest, grab your block, take it out, and roll over to one side. Come on up, everybody. Ah, always got to sneak that core work in before we forget about it. Your blocks are to the front of your mat. You won't need your strap, so you can set that aside if you want. Please cushion your knees. We're coming to table pose. If your wrists are screaming at you, go ahead and drop down to elbows. That will work okay here as well. Remember to spread the weight all the way through those fingers, all the way through the palms. Create a little suction cup underneath those palms. Press the right or the left leg back. Lift the leg, level the hips, and do what we just did on our backs. I want you to bring the knee in and out without really rocking too much through the rest of the spine, just the pelvis. Press it out, squeeze that glute on that extension. Good, one or two more. Breathe. Last one. Listen up, this won't be for everybody. You're going to turn the right or the left foot out to the side. You're going to slide it out to the hip line and drop that foot. Gate pose. Ideally, your hip, your ankle are lined up in a nice, sweet little line. You're going to walk those hands up toward your torso and then take those hands to your hip. If that hurts anything, hands will stay down on the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, left hand goes down the left leg, the right arm reaches over. Breathe, stretching out that side body. Little bit of tone again to the low belly here, making sure the hips stay lined up. Big deep breath. And then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both hands down. Walk the hands back out level with your shoulder. And then take the left arm up, coming into a nice little twist. Breathe, everybody. Exhale, hand down. Good. You're going to have to really engage that core to lift the leg, to slide it back and let it go. Well done. I got to turn around. The wall is in my way. So you're back to nice solid table pose. The right leg reaches back. Lift the leg. Try to keep those hips level. And then just slide the knee in and slide it out. I am not purposefully tilting or tucking. I'm just letting the pelvis move and letting the SI joints, the sacroiliac joints, move forward and back. Good. Couple more. It's like, kind of greasing up something in, I don't know, something, just lubricating, getting everything moving. And then press, I was going to say like a car, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to equate our bodies with a car. Draw the pelvis in, turn the toes out, slide it across, drop that foot down. Your left knee should be under your left shoulder, or your left knee should be under your left hip. Sorry about that. And then walk the hands up and come on up, gate pose. Again, if you look at that extended leg, it's pretty much out from the hip bone to ankle bone. Inhale, reach up. Right hand goes down. Whew, and just stretch. They're so, the body is so beautifully complicated with what muscles get tight, what muscles get loose or weak, right? Where our body's pulling from, what we do from a habit standpoint. So we're just stretching out those muscles between the ribs, stretching out the side obliques. Take the arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Make sure your wrists are roughly under shoulders. Right arm reaches up. And yep, breathe. Deep breath. Exhale, hand comes down. Draw the core in, lift the legs, slide it out, and then lower those knees. Good. Maybe just shake it out a little bit. And then once again, table pose. Draw the belly in. Bring your right knee to your chest. And then stretch it out long and let the foot come to the floor. Take the left leg, straighten it out too. Let's find plank pose. Remember, the hips stay up. We don't want those hips sinking down. I would rather see you with a little bit of the glutes up than hips sinking. Squeeze an imaginary block between those legs. Find your breath, everybody. Lower one knee, lower the other knee. Maybe sit back, just a little child's pose if your knees allow that. Find your breath. Back to table pose. I'm just going to turn around and right foot forward. Grab your blocks. Your blocks can be second level. They can be up high. Just be mindful there. Flip your toes under. Listen up. Before you lift the left knee, I want you to squeeze the left glute and then lift the knee. Find your breath. If this feels good, I want you to stay right here. Line it up, back foot with back knee with back hip. Take the right arm up. Give me a little bit of a twist. Breathe. Remember, move from your chest. Move from the center line of your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. The hand goes down. I want you to stay here, but just tap your knee and then squeeze it up. The knee does not have to go all the way to the floor. Tap and then lift. One more here. Tap and lift, and then gently start to straighten the front leg. So again, the hamstring. In this pose, your back foot can either be straight back or it can be turned in a little bit. See what feels right for you on that hip. Breathe. Little pyramid pose here, variation. Deep breath. Bend your front knee, lower your back knee. Switch sides, everybody. Like I said, starting off real easy today, just making sure we get everything stretched out. One of the issues with low backs can be SI joints. And when we're doing these types of poses, we can do a little too much tugging on those SI joints. So you're always mindful here. Good. Once you're in your lunge, lift the knee. Hold here, squeeze the back leg, back glute. Notice your lunge, torso is long. Take the left arm up. Let's do a nice little twist. That's it. Imagine somebody's pressing your right thigh toward the ceiling so that it's not too soft, but yet you're not hyperextending the knee or anything. Exhale, hand down. One, you're here, you're happy here. Two, you're just going to tap that knee 3 times. 1 and lift. 2 and 3. Good. Lift, hold, begin to straighten your front leg. Play here enough. All my regulars out there, you know what to do alignment wise, right? Hip wise, looking at that center line of the hip, the knee, the foot will sound very familiar to most of you. Find your breath. Soften into the pose. Lengthen that hamstring. And then bend your front knee. Lower your back knee. Bring that left foot back. Move your blocks out of the way for now. Plant your hands Downward facing dog. Spread through your fingers, move the weight out of your wrists and breathe. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower the knees. Little tiny flow here. You're going to sink back toward the hips, round your back up, release your back, but always neutral for down dog, in my opinion, and downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes, lower the knees. You can stay in table or press the hips back. Round it up. Release a little bit of cow pose. Draw the belly back in, downward facing dog. Good. We're just going to add one more element. Take it into plank. Breathe from plank, lower the knees. Sink back if that is appropriate. Round it up. Release it. Down dog. Slowly come to plank, always mindful of your transitions. Lower your knees. Child's pose. Last one, round it up. Release it into cow. Neutralize that spine. Downward facing dog. Hold, breathe. Plank pose. Listen up. Right knee comes down. Kickstand it out. Adjust your right hand if you need to, and take the other hand to your hip. If you want, extend the leg up. If you want, take the arm up, squeeze the back body. Find your breath. Lower the foot first. Come back, hand down, both knees down, downward facing dog. Plank pose. Knees down, child's pose. Round it up, release it out. Come back to neutral. Flip your toes under, down dog. Breathe. Plank pose, hold. Squeeze the imaginary block. Lower the left knee to the floor. Kickstand that leg out. Adjust the left hand if needed. And turn over to your side. Lifting the leg if it makes sense for your body. Feel stable here. Lower the foot, lower the arm, lower the knee, and find child's pose or hero pose. Good. Nice, easy breath here. Nice, simple, really simple flow, things we do in class all the time. But then just noticing how we are, again, lubricating the joints and working the back body to help support the lower back. All right, come on up, everybody. Table pose. From table, draw the belly in, flip the toes under, downward facing dog. Remember to draw the back ribs toward the front body, but then draw the belly in. Breathe. Either lower the knees and step forward right leg, or just step forward right leg. Bring those blocks into play. I realize most of us might have a blanket in the way. Just scoot your blanket out, short hop up, drop the back foot, the back heel, and come to pyramid pose. Now, it may be easier, Betty, I would take your blocks up higher. Might be easier just to take the blocks up at the highest level. And again, start to draw the hips level so that the back hip rolls in and forward, the front hip rolls back. Breathe, stretching out that lovely hamstring. Take a nice deep breath. Notice what you're doing with your head, your neck. You're not really looking up, but you're not looking down at your knee either. We're getting this nice long spine. Maybe walk the hands forward. Find your breath. As you release this, the front knee bends, the blocks lower, and then either just drop the left knee, switch sides, or just set the blocks aside long enough to just do a little baby flow, down dog to plank, knees down, child, round it up, release, come to neutral, down dog. Catch it up with everybody else when you're ready. I think, which leg is it, Kristen? Right leg forward, left foot forward. Yeah, that feels better. Walk your blocks back in, a tiny hop in if you were in a lunge, and maybe bring the blocks up higher. Ooh, and where are you on this side, right? Could we truly set a cup of tea on that sacrum and it feel like it might stay there at least for a moment? Lengthen through the torso, draw the belly in. You can always soften the elbows. Breathe. Spread the weight through the entire foot. Maybe walk the blocks forward, maybe lower them a little bit, depends on your hamstring flexibility. Breathe. Bend the front knee, everybody. Set your blocks aside. Come to downward facing dog. Shake out that down dog. How's it feeling this morning? Lower your knees to the floor. Find either child's pose or hero pose or anything else that makes sense. Whew. Yeah, little baby flows today. We don't always do flow work, but kind of nice, getting everything moving. All right. And then come on up. Come on up. You're going to come back to stepping right foot forward, using your blocks. Feel free to cushion your knee if you need it. Coming into a lunge here, you can go high, you can go medium, but purposefully trying to keep the torso light. So I don't want to really get heavy on those blocks. Notice that now optional again is going to be, can you bend the back knee and squeeze that heel toward your glutes? You want to make sure you're not on the top of your kneecap. You're above it. You're at the thigh or the upper leg part of that, so you're not hurting that kneecap. Good. Big deep breath. One, you're here. Any amount of this bend is fine. You're stretching the quad, or you're going to take your left hand forward, reach the right arm up, come to a twist, hold. And then again, very optional, letting that hand keep going and finding your foot. Ooh. So if you're doing a lot of physical work, walking, squatting, bicycling, these quadriceps get so tight, the thigh muscles, right? Release, excuse me, release that foot. Take your hand back to your blocks. Level out your shoulders. Just hold this sweet little long, low lunge. And then press both hips back to straighten the front leg. Be mindful, my lovelies out there with knee stuff. Please just be mindful. Bend that knee. Switch sides. Bring the right leg back. Bring the left foot forward. Do the hokey pokey. Start in a nice low lunge. Try to get to that top end of the kneecap. Breathe. Some of you are here. Some of you are on these nice high blocks. The upper body's like, oh, thank you. Right? Not so hard to hold. And then again, optional from here. If you can, just bend the back leg any amount. Breathe. Right there, we're getting that right leg's quad, that right leg thigh muscle stretching out. Maybe walk the right hand forward and just take the left arm up to a funky little twist. And breathe. Relax your jaw. Shake it out. And then if you want to go further and grab that foot, maybe you'll find that. Maybe not. Right? We're not overly twisting the hips. We're not overly torquing. Well, we're not torquing at all, hopefully. And release that foot. Walk the blocks back. Hold that lunge. And then straighten the front leg. You can flex that foot. Big, deep breath. And bend the front knee, everybody. Set those blocks forward. Plant the hands. Lift the knee. Down dog. Shake it out. Plank pose. Hold on. Hold on. You got this, everybody. Lower your right knee. Kickstand that leg out. We've been here already. Take the arms up, leg up, all optional, by the way. Breathe, find your balance. Only for those who want, bend the back knee, find your foot. Open that up. Shoulder back. Try not to splay that knee up. Release. Lower everything. Reposition, drop back a little child's pose. I know this is a lot. Round it up. Release into cow. Come back to neutral. Downward facing dog. Almost done with this. Find plank. Lower the left knee, kickstand out. Maybe you stay nice and low. Maybe you lift the leg. Maybe you take the arm up. Feel very stable here, very sturdy. Maybe you bend the knee and find the foot. Release. Lower down. Square everything off. Maybe take those knees wide on your mat and find child's pose. Nice, easy breath, everybody. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to make our way to standing. So what do we do here, right? Table pose, maybe to down dog. That down dog should be feeling so much more open. Take your feet to the edges of your yoga mat and then walk those hands back. Bend the knees, take your hands to your knee and come on up. Good. Shake that out. Shake out the wrists. I know they get the kind of the brunt of things when we're doing a lot of planks and stuff like that. Good. So we're going to play just a little more. We're going to do a couple little things, all of which are optional. Why is it so dark over here? I don't know. Oh, well, who cares? All right. Hands to your blocks. They can be up high. If they are, please just be mindful. They can be lower, but I do like them high for this one. The feet walk back just enough that your ankles and the hips line up. Draw the shoulders back. Stay on the right foot and bend the left foot and take it out. So just a variation here of warrior three. Breathe. Here's your option. Bend the knee. Whew. Hold. I know that doesn't seem like a big variation, but it is. And extend that leg out and lower it down. Make sure that when you lift the leg, the lower back doesn't bottom out. Breathe, tuck in through the belly, peel off that right leg and lift and extend. Breathe. Bend the knee optional. Release and lower down. Good. Just bend the knees enough, sit back enough to take those hands off blocks, two legs, and come on up and shake it out. So we're going to play from there. Again, be mindful. You stay. If that felt comfortable, that's where you stay. If you want to try a little more challenge, we're going to move it up just a little. All right, so you're back to your blocks. Take your hands to your blocks. Again, just making sure they feel solid under your hands. Walk the feet back enough. Draw the belly in. Stay on the right foot. Lift the left. One, you're here. Two, you're going to bend that knee. Three, you're going to take the right hand to the left foot. So across opposite sides. Breathe. Release the foot. Lower it down. Stay where you are. Let's go right to the other side. Lift the right leg. Hold. Bend the knee. Here's your second option. Three, maybe the left hand reaches back for the right foot. And release. Woo. Take those feet wide, bend your knees, take your hands to your knees, and come on up. I know that if I stay down, head down too long, it's like, start to like, where am I in space, right? So just grab one block, take it between the thighs. Let's just do a little teeny reset here. Give it a good squeeze. Roll the shoulders back, parallel the feet. Find your breath. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, okay. All right, we're ready. Let's go. All right. So, choice number one, you're going to do what we just did. Any part of that. Choice number two, you don't need your block balance pose here. As we play with dancer, I do love either a hand to the wall or even both hands to the wall and facing the wall as options. So we're going to take the right foot forward, left foot back just a little bit. And we're going to roll open through the shoulders. Take your hands to your hips. If you can, lean into the front foot and then just bring the left knee up toward your chest. Doesn't have to go far. One, actually, you could be here, right? Here's a beautiful balance pose. One hand to wall if needed. Otherwise, take your right hand back to your hip. Take your left hand to your shin. You find your foot, your ankle, your shin. Draw both the shoulder and the hip back. But yet my hips are still level. Take the right arm up. Here's dancer pose. You can stay right here. You can tilt the body forward. Woo-hoo-hoo. Gravity. Don't overdo it. And come up. Bring that knee back into your chest and lower it down. Shake it out. Good. Let's just play on the other side. So we're back in mountain pose. Remember, maybe just a little step back, just a little. And as you lean into the front foot, bring the right knee to your chest. You can hold the right knee, you can find your stability, or left hand stays on your hip, right hand walks down the ankle, maybe to the foot. The knee presses back and the left hand goes out. Quads, stretch, breathe. Only if you want, take it forward, but try not to skew the hip line too much. And release, bring that knee up, shake it out, let it go. Grab your block. Take it long, squeeze it in. Ooh. Breathe. As you're holding this block, take one hand down the side body and slide the other hand up the side body until the arm extends out. Keep squeezing your block. Inhale, release. Same thing. One hand slides down, one hand slides up, keeping us nice and sideways. Breathe. And release. Oh, shake that out. Breathe. Take the block to the narrow level. Squeeze your block. I think it's the bright window that's making this really dark. Or it's the close. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart chair pose. Lengthen your chest. Lengthen the tailbone. Feel the low belly support your core. One, your hand here, hands are here. Two, the hands reach back, the shoulders reach back. Watch your low backs. You know who you are, my darling friend out there. Don't reach that into the low back. And then slide the arms up, chair pose. Ooh. Breathe. Make the tailbone heavy, right? I didn't say curl or lift or anything. Make it heavy toward the floor. Breathe. Take your hands to your knees. Press the knees straight. Lower down, forward fold, supported anywhere you need to. Hands are to the floor, to your shins, or halfway up. Big deep breath. Bend the knees, everybody. Hands to knees. Start to lift up. Same thing. Chest lifts, tailbone drops, arms out, squeeze. You've got this, everybody. Breathe. Take it forward. Woo, forward fold. Shake out the hips. We got one left. Bend the knees. Hands to knees. Start to lift the chest. Watch that back. Up we go. Squeeze the block. You don't want to over squeeze. You want the hips and legs active in chair. Stand all the way up. Ooh, squeeze the block. Exhale, let go. Roll that out, everybody. Nice job. Take that block out. Find your front of your mat. Open up your shoulders. Take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good, just shake your hips. Step back to downward facing dog. And lower your knees to the floor. All right, so listen up, my darlings. I don't teach a lot of pigeon online because because we can really sink into the joints in pigeon pose, and I don't want you to do that. So I'm going to give several options here. And pigeon, as common a pose as that is in most yoga studios, for some people, those knees or hips are like, heck no, ain't doing that. So Option one, if you know your hips and or knees are not going to have anything to do with that, I want you to come onto your backs and do figure four. Okay. If you're not sure what that is, figure four is here. This is a similar stretch. Same muscles are getting stretched, but we're not putting that pressure on the knees and the hips. If you would like to do pigeon with me, I want you to have blocks near you, one on each side, even. And then, really, the easiest way to do pigeon foremost is starting in downward facing dog. From down dog, I'm going to bring my right knee toward my right knee toward my right ankle. And then I'm going to turn the foot in, right? It's like kickstanding it to the inside. And then I'm going to walk the long leg and lower the knee. So what happens here is if your right hip, I'm going to turn around. If your right hip is hanging in space like that, there's your block. So that the hips are even, so that you are not straining the hip joints. If you have the room to drop down, so even here, I'm not quite getting all the way down. So I'm going to keep the block under there. Blanket also works. All right, so pigeon pose, right? No big deal. We're here, we're happy, life's good, or you're in figure four. Here's your option. Bend, you had to know this was coming. Bend the back knee, walk. If that bent foot is your left, walk your left hand forward. Take the right arm up, reach back. Maybe you find that foot. Holy moly, you would think we weren't stretching these quads at all. Woo! Breathe. Do not overreach. Try to keep the hips level. Take a deep breath. Release that leg. Take everything back to center. Lift up to come out to down dog. If you are in figure four, you're going to release that side. And when you're ready, everybody going to the other side. Left knee heads toward left wrist, and then I turn the leg out. Walk the back knee out. And then I just check it out. Am I grounded? Nope. Right? We don't do pigeon very often anymore. I should do it more probably. So finding that grounding or figure four on your back, supine pose. Breathe, check it out. How does my body feel here? Could I bend the back leg? You can bend the back leg and stay right here, or you could lower. I didn't think about that on the other side. There's also a lovely stretch to be found there. Or your right hand walks, left hand walks forward, right hand walks forward. We reach back. No, same side, same side. If I did the other side the last time, sorry about that. That didn't feel good. Same side arm, same side leg. Ooh, breathe. See, I'm letting you in on a little secret here. Yoga teachers just don't always get it right. Breathe and release. Plant both hands. Lift up, down dog if you were in pigeon. Move your block out of the way. Whew. And then everybody release down. If you're already on your back, stay. Everybody else, come on down. You're coming onto your backs. Have one or both blocks near you and come all the way down. Breathe. And maybe just feel again, how's the low back? How's the hammies? So let's take left ankle to right knee. Even if you just did pigeon or figure four, come back to figure four for me. Lift the knees, but keep a tiny space behind your lower back. Soften the upper body. You can turn the head side to side. Let all that go. Breathe. And then give me little circles, little baby circles. Just rocking around that sacrum again. Notice if it feels as tender, if it did at the beginning, circle the other way. And then take it back to center, cross both knees one on top of the other as if you were sitting in a chair with your legs crossed. And bring both knees to chest. Allow your lower back to flatten to the floor. And then only if you want, slide the hands down the shins. Reach for your feet. Extend the lower legs away from each other and come to cow face legs. Again, stretching out that hip. Release the legs, release the knees. Bring both feet back to the floor. Switch sides, right ankle to left knee. Shoulders are down, head is relaxed. Bring the knees in, flex your foot. Keep a tiny space under your lower back. Circle. Just circle around the edges, those sacrums, right through these just lovely little triangles. And all of the muscles attach to that sacrum and they can get so tender and tight. Good. Circle the other way. Sometimes I'll take a tennis ball and very gently I'll take that tennis ball all along the outside edges of the sacrum to loosen up. Take the legs back to center, cross knee over knee, bring both knees to chest. That might be a delicious stretch for you and plenty. Or slide the hands down. You can grab a hold of your feet or your ankles and just separate the lower legs, the heels away from each other. Big deep breath. Release the feet. Release the knees. Bring your feet to the floor. Ooh. Press your upper arms into the floor. Fingertips point toward the ceiling. Lengthen the tailbone. Lift your hips, everybody. So bridge pose, I want a nice engagement of the glutes. And imagine the bottom part of the glutes are feathering into the hamstrings and vice versa, right? Hamstrings are feathering in. We're pressing up. Breathe. Just this is another way to kind of bring everything back to center. You can release the hands to the floor if you would like. Don't overdo it though. Press into your feet. And then slowly, slowly, slowly release. Grab one block and just have it with you. Bring both knees to your chest. As you lower the knees to the right, I want you to take the block between your knees. So it's like a little spacer here. If you sleep on your side, right, a lot of times you'll hear that recommendation to have a pillow between the knees so that the hips can stay pretty level. If you took the block out and dropped the knee, you can feel that shift in how the top hip is stretching. So keep the block there, even if you don't need it, and then open up the chest and take the left arm out, either straight out or in cactus arms. Right arm can go out to the side as well. Breathe. Just finding a nice, easy twist here. And see if you can soften into the twist. In other words, don't make it more than it is. And even your little spacer block, if you want, you could put it at second level, and that will ease up the hip even more. And breathe. Squeeze the block, engage the belly, bring the knees back to center. And when you're ready, bring the knees to chest, slowly lower to the left. And either place your block, or if you left it there like I did, it's already there. Spreading through the back body, finding your twist. Maybe notice how this twist feels as opposed to one without the block. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Release your twist on this side. Bring your hips back to neutral. Grab both of your blocks. Take the soles of the feet together and come into a supported Baddha Konasana or butterfly. The soles of the feet are together. The knees float out to the sides, and your lovely, wonderful blocks are supporting the pose by taking it underneath your thighs. Any amount, any height, right? Doesn't matter. It all feels good. Sometimes we could go higher and release those legs even more. But this is a really nice way to release those hip muscles and glute muscles that we were just working so diligently. Upper body is soft, relaxed. Your arms can be out to the sides. They can be resting on your belly or inner thighs. Soften the belly. We learn over and over again that it isn't just one thing, right? It isn't just one muscle being tight that's causing everything else. It's usually this lovely combination in the body as it continues to try to find balance. Breathe in and breathe out. And then one, stay here because you were so happy to be in this pose. But ideally, we bring those legs back together. The blocks are right there. So go ahead and put them together and straighten the legs over the blocks so that the blocks are sitting at your back upper thighs. Pause there for a moment and then squeeze the glutes. You can lift the feet off the floor. The back of the legs are supported on your blocks. Squeeze everything in. You can squeeze the back body. We were here at the beginning of class. And then let everything drop to the floor. We're going to do that one more time as we bring everything to center, tighten. You can lift and activate the legs, squeeze the hips and the glutes, press through the back body, and then let go and then fully let go. Let the legs soften and shake out. Upper body softens. Everything lets go as we find our Shavasana. As you exhale, you let everything drop. You let all the tension go. If for any reason the blocks under thighs don't feel good, maybe lower them closer to the knees or take them out altogether. Allow yourself to drift into your Shavasana as if this was the only thing you had to do today. Just be here on your mat. Feel your breath move in and out softly. Soften down even more. All right, for those of you who are ready, just start to stretch out the arms, start to move the legs, circle the ankles. Very slowly bend your knees, maybe kick your blocks out of the way if you can. And then draw your knees to your chest. Allow the knees to roll over to one side. Pause here. And then as you're ready, come on up, everybody. Ah, feel like a nap. All right, take those arms up. Exhale to your heart. Roll your shoulders down. Bow to your own internal strength and wisdom and the stability that you create every single day when you trust your internal wisdom. Namaste, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Have a great day.